It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From Quicken Loans Arena, tonight the Cleveland Cavaliers getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. The Cavs secure the opening tip. They get it first as we're underway in Cleveland. And the finish at the rim.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Going to launch beyond the arc. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Tyreke Evans sizing up Iguodala to Love.
Hey, double screen.
Julius Randle snatching it out of the air. To Dennis Smith Jr. They go down low to Randle. Kevin Love knocked away. It's getting dangerous down there.
Ed, I hated getting my shot blocked like that, but I did like getting the ball right back.
Smith. New York with 4 to shoot. Oh, Carter with the rejection.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Evans. Greg Monroe rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
His first effort off the mark. Into the front court comes Smith. Down just a couple. Here comes the screen. To Julius Randle. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
First one, count it. And fails to hit them both. It's the first, misses the second. Oh, he was wide open. And it's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
There is no better feeling than after making that shot and trotting back on defense, seeing your opponent stare, point, or yell at each other for miscommunication.
Smith. To Julius Randle. Short jumper won't go down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Jordan Clarkson, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line.
Hey, check up, let's go.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Here comes the screen. Smith. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Just remember that old saying here, you're only as good as your last shot, and your last shot went in, so it's time to get going.
Hands up, hands up, hands up.
Clarkson to Evans. On a pass stolen by the Knicks. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Yo, Ed, how's that saying go? Fool me once, You used up the free pass. You know how they're calling this one. Ease up on the aggressive plays on the ball.
Dennis Smith Jr. has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 69% at the line.
Like practice.
For Cleveland, number 20, Brandon Knight.
Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Evans to Wendell Carter. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Cavs come away with it.
Charging foul to number 20, Brandon Knight.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
For the New York Knicks, number 31, Marcus Morris.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Wesley Johnson. There's the toss. Flushes down the slam. Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
Julius Randle sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Here's the truth. As long as you're using your legs and your body to stay in front of the offensive player, you won't get called for those. You keep reaching, though, it's going to be a long night.
Dennis Smith Jr. at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Knight into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Evans. Baseline drive. Dennis Smith Jr. with the block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Pass stolen by the Cavs.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed.
Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Brandon Knight at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. And the 3-point play puts them up early in this one.
I got him.
Here comes the screen.
Screen coming.
To Julius Randle. Big finish that time for Julius Randle. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
To Wendell Carter. And it's Smith there for the rebound.
Here we go. Everybody pick up.
Iguodala defended by Knight. Screen coming.
Screen.
To Julius Randle. Has a look. Randle's shot won't go. Love to Wendell Carter. Wendell Carter powers it through.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
The assist from number 0, Kevin Love.
One ball here. One ball.
Nels check.
Cutter to the tag.
To Marcus Morris. Iguodala's shot, no good. Smith into the front court. It's a one-point game, 13-12. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Marcus Morris. 4-3. No good. Knight into the front court. Leads 3. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Dennis Smith Jr. It was right there. Shot from the lane won't go. To Julius Randle. Baseline drive. Lays it up and in.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Now a whistle, and Cleveland is going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. New blood coming in for both sides. That's out.
Substitutions, New York. Substitutions, Cleveland.
Here we go.
Evans to Clarkson. Taj Gibson blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. The pass set it all up.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Here comes the screen. Good look.
Go off 2 legs and expect a contact.
He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Tyreke Evans to the basket.
You see, this game is just like the game of life. It is filled with ebbs and flows. Reek came in with such high expectations, but then struggled to see his own potential for years. But with the right change of scenery, he puts you into a time machine, and all of a sudden, he's right back to where he was a decade ago.
Smith now into the front court. His team on top by 8. Evans.
Watch Cutter, watch Cutter, watch Cutter.
Short jumper won't fall.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
The assist from number 13.
To J.R. Smith. Evans. To J.R. Smith. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Lets it fly from long range. Can't connect. Cleveland has the basketball. Smith to Evans. Here comes the screen. Dennis Smith Jr. Huge block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Monroe. Smith with it up top. The lead stands at 9. To Clarkson.
Come on, you gotta work around the screen. You're killing me.
Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Here it comes.
To Taj Gibson. John Henson able to recover with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And count the basket inside.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Into the front court comes Smith. It's a 9-point lead. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
Outlet.
Taj Gibson. He's now 5 for 6.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Ball in possession of Cleveland. And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Clarkson. They'll get it down to Thompson. Tristan Thompson with the slam.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Smith into the front court. 9-point margin. Nothing going here on that drive. Has a chance. Kicks it around the perimeter. Here comes the screen. To Monroe. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Greg Monroe, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 70% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Two for 2 on that trip. Cavs at the controls. To Clarkson.
Great, I got your help.
Cooking.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
You know, he may not show up in your feed all the time with the crazy highlights, but he's one of the most underrated creative shot makers we have in this game.
To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. To Monroe. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Greg Monroe has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First try at the line, no good. He missed a pair of free throws. And he scores. Jay, he may have taken a big step that time, but they'll count the bucket.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Here comes the screen. Down low to Monroe. Nice pass to get things going.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
To Evans. To Clarkson. 5 to shoot for Cleveland. He's looking for that touch. The Cavs secure the rebound. To J.R. Smith. Clarkson. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Monroe. Screen coming. The big guy, Greg Monroe. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Well, can't do that.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Substitutions, Cleveland. Substitutions, New York.
Evans to Clarkson.
I told you the screen was coming.
Can't go on, you can't go on. You got a mismatch. You got a mismatch.
Carter to Clarkson. Fires the three. Not that time. He misses.
Come on, show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
To Monroe. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Clarkson with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Evans.
Stop holding the ball. I'm open.
To Julius Randle. The drive. Right to the basket. Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Match up, match up, match up.
Cavaliers with the basketball. Hayden into the front court. Right now, down 7.
Let's go.
Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Oh, it's going the other way. 5 seconds. Time to shuffle things up.
Subbing in for the New York Knicks, number 51.
Hayden. To Julius Randle. Able to convert inside.
Stepping in, the Cleveland Cavaliers, number 31,
Hey, lock up,
John
lock up.
Henson. Entering the game for New York.
Down to Randle. Working the outside. Knocked loose. Cavaliers get possession.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Hey, we out.
I got it, take on.
Gets to the basket and scores.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Cashes in for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Iguodala to bring it up. The deficit now up to 5. To Monroe. John Henson swats it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
John Henson tips it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Clarkson with the basketball. Leads 5. To Evans. Here comes the screen.
Big screen right there, big screen.
Trying to cash in. Cleans it up. Offensive board. And he'll go to the foul line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
And he connects on the first free throw. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Has a look. And a putback slam.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Cleveland has the basketball. Clarkson. Surveys the floor.
Screen right, screen right, screen right.
Nance. To Clarkson. Has a chance. Shot by Clarkson off the mark.
Pick up, pick up.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
First one goes down. And he makes them both. Clarkson with the basketball. 2-point advantage. Here comes the screen.
Right there.
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. To Dennis Smith Jr. To Monroe. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That out of his range and no good. And a 5-second back to the basket violation is called. Smith to Julius Randle. For 3. Cavs able to clear the rebound. Clarkson with the basketball. Leads a bucket. Gets a shot up off the mark. To Monroe.
Trap.
Trying to cash in. Add 2 points to the board.
Way to find him, Beggs.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Clarkson to Evans. Off the assist.
2 points. The assist from number 22.
Knicks with the basketball. To Dennis Smith Jr. Has a look. Dennis Smith Jr. not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Clarkson. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Down low to Monroe. Fires the 3. Off the mark. No good. Clarkson with the basketball. Lead is 2. Knocked loose. and counted at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Clarkson with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw's good. A 3-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. New York in control of the basketball. To Dennis Smith Jr. Off the mark. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
My ball, my ball.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Dennis Smith Jr. Has a chance. Smith with a shot. It won't fall. To Clarkson. And he's going to the line to shoot.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
The Cleveland.
Jordan Clarkson at the line for 2 shots. He's perfect from the line so far.
Substitutions.
Able to convert on both free throws.
Substitutions. Cleveland. Substitutions. New York.
Smith to Marcus Morris. Missed it. How'd that not go down? Clarkson with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Nothing going here on that drive. Smith to Marcus Morris. Knicks with 4 to shoot. The shot clock expires.
Don't turn the ball over, man. Come on, man.
Knicks. No basket.
I got ball. That's me. You're on the island now.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out. Smith now into the front court. Down a bundle. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
I got ball. That's all me.
To Clarkson. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
To Wendell Carter. Clarkson. Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Screen coming.
Screen.
To Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Ball in possession of Cleveland.
I got ball.
Clarkson. To Love. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for two.
When the ball was in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Wendell Carter. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out. To Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, strong finish.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Here comes the screen. To Love.
Watch your back, watch your back, watch your back.
Has a look.
Box up.
Shot by Love, off the mark.
Come on, show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
Can't miss those. Cavs at the controls. To Wendell Carter. Clarkson. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on a defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. And a chance coming up at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Cavaliers with the basketball.
Get your stance, he's coming, get your stance.
Clarkson to Love. Scores from the post.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. The big guy, Greg Monroe, now 4 for 9.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
The Cavs are victorious as they win this one in blowout fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the
Cavaliers added a win with today's solid
Player of the game.
I like this choice because he really put on the show in this game. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.